Thanks again, Lion and Prime, for letting me be able to have this rhyme. Okay. Some of you might recognize this. Now as I'm thinking and I'm doing, you'll be able to understand what I meant by recognize, I mean the beat. So let me go ahead and continue what I was saying, not being the fault, not being the same thing as everybody else's faults, but I gotta have mine too, and I know I did, so that's the reason why I got to improve, and I got to do, and I got to think about every single thing that I was doing, that I was moving, that I was actually grabbing, and be able to understand exactly, not being the ghost of Casper, not being disappearing, but understand exactly what I'm saying as I'm reappearing as a metamorphic figure, but understand exactly what I'm saying as I'm starting to figure. Think about these things that I never had, and think about these things that I'm starting to be glad that I do have life and liberty, but understand exactly what I'm saying. Some things are very silly, but some things we never seen, and some things yet we don't believe. Matter of fact, last time I was talking about gang, G-A-N-G, groups against national government. I think about this now as we all pummeling to the lesson. But now as you understand now as I get closer into it, really the Black Panthers was really just the start. But then the Crips and the Bloods were offshoot of that heart. They were kind of like vessels to a vein. You'll be able to understand every single thing that I'm trying to say. I apologize for the mistakes that I made along the way, but let me go ahead and correct it with every single thing that I've checked with. But understand exactly every single thing on my checklist is not going to be checked off correctly yet, but you'll be able to understand but won't forget every single thing that I said. Okay, now don't fret, now let me get back to the lesson. What I was saying, okay, oh yeah. Black Panthers was basically the start. They was the heart, and basically the Bloods and the Crips were offshoot of the Black Panthers. The Crips, do you know what Crips stand for? Crips stand for community resistance and progress. You mess with the community, there will be a resistance and progress against those who always try to digress and always try to mess up with us. As a matter of fact, the Bloods are just another piece of the puzzle, because I don't really understand exactly what all the fighting and the tussles are really about, because I was taught by this by some other people who don't even know me that much, that way that I can actually get the gist. I know that didn't make sense, but let me go ahead and go back to it. Learning from different people all across the town, all across the ways that I think now. As a matter of fact, I don't really understand exactly how life is going to change somehow, but yet somehow somebody actually takes the knowledge and teaches to someone else who doesn't really understand exactly, not preaching, but I'm just be able to believe in somebody else who's not deceiving everybody else who is believing, who's always thinking there's someone else, who always having something else to do, something greater that you can always do. There's always a greater, grander stage for you to actually ensue and pursue. No matter how many people say they can always diss you, doubt you, doesn't matter exactly how better they are without you or with you. Doesn't matter, because as long as you understand and give to those who have none, you'll be able to understand the difference between night and sun, good and bad, yin and yang, but yin and yang really light and dark. Think about this as you start again. You'll be able to understand, but never forgive every single person that always did you wrong. You can forgive, but never forget. That way you can learn the lesson. That way you can actually go ahead and be legit, be real for all those who don't understand, and for those who don't forget. You got to be able to understand, but don't quit. Life is a game. You got to be able to play it. Always changing, always thinking, always doing something new that you never thought you'd be able to understand and do. It's kind of like Monopoly of life, but the difference is you don't have $2 million to start off with. Am I right?